There was a time when my husband and I would hit the streets to pray for people on the streets. I remember we going down to one of the hardest areas in Austin, Texas. And there was a young lady there that had been on drugs for quite a long time. She said since she was about 13 years old, and she was about 30 at this time. And she was strung out. And we put a church right there in that area. And we were at the altar praying and crying out to God. This young lady walked in the church and knelt right there by me as we prayed. And after we finished praying and I spoke with her, and she let me know that she was on the streets and she was on drugs, and she had been on drugs for a while, and she was being pimped out. And I prayed for her while she was on the streets. Many times we'll go down there. And this one particular time, she came to me and asked me for prayer that the Lord would get her off the streets, get her in a safe place, and help her to get back on her feet where she was before all of this happened. And we gathered around her and prayed and cried out to God. And she said, I need help. And I remember we went to rehab, took her to a place in rehab. And she went into rehab and got the help that she needed and stayed there for a while. And I would go there and I would visit with her and I would talk to her. And when she came out rejoicing and praising God. She even came to my home and stayed a few days, and God brought her out of that place on the street and drugs and prostitution. And God can do anything but fail. It was a beautiful report of one that had been on the street, been on drugs, prostitution, and someone with their hands lifted up and said, I need help. When we come to the Lord and say we need help, he promised us that he would in no wise cast us out. God set her up in a good place, and she got off the streets, and she got off of drugs.